Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
Hey. Because you already know we was getting ready to sing the song like, we ready. We ready. Okay, we need to go ahead and do something with that because we do it every week, I see. What's going on, y'all? It is Thursday. It is the day that we talk love. Me, I am your favorite chocolate, sexy love prescriber, Miss Love Doctor. And you know where there is love, there is inner beauty. And we got none only than my beautiful co-host.
I'm back. Yay.
I'm back.
Yay.
Girl.
Them damn kids, okay?
I don't know if it's the kids. The kids is in the same battlefield we all in, okay?
Yeah,
it's called the
they
air, it's called nastiness. I won't cut this off. But anyway, y'all be sure to comment and share and love this and tell your friends about this show. So y'all can come and talk love with us. It's a safe space. You can call in 702-551-5261. Just be honest with yourself. That's all we ask. And not only do we talk about love here, we share love, obviously. So if nobody has told you that they love you this week, because you only see us on Thursdays, that's the only time we get to tell you. But if you want to know, you can hit us up, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. We'll think about it.
We love y'all. We love y'all so much. Heart.
What's wrong with her? Okay. All right. So, we're going to do a check-in. But before we do a check-in, we got a guest of love in the building.
We do.
We got a guest of love in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And, when I was thinking about this, because the days and the nights are running together at this point, I was like, what do I want to name this show? What is it gonna be called? Like, what are we going to actually be talking about?
Okay.
And why is this conversation so important? So, but when you have a human, y'all know I'm human based, but more importantly, when you have a woman, because all of our being is individually important for the reason that it's important. So we're specifically talking about women today. Men, we love y'all. Y'all know what it is with us. But today we're talking about women, right? And when you have a woman that loves and cares and supports other women,
Okay.
that's a delicacy. That's something that's someone that you want to pour into, So because it's like, oh, you pouring out,
Exactly. She's a
She's
girl
pouring out. She's a girl. Okay.
Yes.
And so we have an incredible, inspiring guest. We have Soraya Christine. She is a powerhouse of resilience, wisdom, and compassion.
Okay.
There's that big C. And with a master's in management and leadership, a bachelor's in business management, and certifications as both an ordained pastor and a life coach, Soraya brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to every single conversation. You heard me? So, with that being said, welcome to Let's Talk Love, and thank you for being our guest of love.
Hey, hot guest. Hey, hot one. You're so beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, we got cheers. We got cheers. Okay, yes. So, thank you. How you feeling?
I feel amazing. Thank you so much for having me. Like, this is incredible.
I'm
The
so glad
energy
you-
is incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
We
thank you.
try. We did.
Yes. Heavy on the energy.
Heavy.
So we do a check-in with each other because if we don't see each other all week, but we try to be intentional. But we know we don't see our guests of love. Let's talk lovers. We're trying to brand it.
Our love listeners.
So we usually do like either affirmation cards, which I forgot, guys. Sorry. Or we just do like a check. Oh, we do have some. See.
You bought some or you brought? Oh.
Okay. All right.
Love that.
Okay.
All right. So we back with Ace Metaphors, tonight's conversation, the self-love deck. And I'm going to just pass them out. I'll give you guys both 2 cards, and we'll just go from there. And this is how we'll check on ourselves this week.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, listeners, look at y'all out there. Y'all ready? Yeah.
Okay, so you can pick your, just grab 2.
Okay. You know, I like to, whatever the, when it moves, you let you go.
Don't read it, friend.
I won't.
Because she'll read it, have a reaction.
I know. Okay. I know. My blind reactions.
Let's see. 2, you said, right?
Yep.
Yeah, see, I let the spirits
Pick them both
guide
at the
me.
same time.
Yeah,
At the same time,
look
can't
at
go
you.
wrong. Same time, can't go wrong.
Same time, homie.
Okay, so let me pull mine. Would you like to read one of your cards first, being our guest?
Would. See how they treat me, y'all? So lovely.
Listen, we promote self-love here, baby.
Yes, baby.
My card says, if saying no was a form of self-love, when is a time you wish you would have loved yourself more by doing so?
Yowza.
Ooh.
It is so interesting that I got this card because one of my soapboxes that I stand on is boundaries.
Okay.
And saying no is a complete sentence.
It is.
But yeah, there's definitely been times that I wish that I had said no. I became a mom at 16. Probably should have said no. But, I don't regret. It's not that I regret.
We're like, but we just gonna say what it is, okay?
But becoming a teenage mom is not, ideal, right? You know what I mean? I love my baby. She grew up with me. She is so dope.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you really supposed to become a mom at 16. So
Yeah.
I
say in hindsight. Okay.
I just go with that.
All right, I will go next.
I mean, that's a pretty good one.
Let's see where we at. Are you and your 3 closest friends growing at the same pace?
Ooh.
Wow.
If not, why do you think that is?
Glad I didn't get that one.
I was gonna say honestly, I think everybody is growing at their own pace, but everybody is currently in a shift of some sort of growing and open to the process. Honestly, if I'm just making the proper analysis of my friendships and the people that are around me, but I do think that people are aware that we are in a space of growth. Like, you grow every second, so it's like, are you gonna embrace it or are you gonna keep fighting it? So I would say, yeah, my 3 closest friends are growing, not at my pace, but at their own pace.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, let me see. Okay. In what ways are you actively guarding your heart?
Glad I didn't get that card.
Are these ways? Does that? Yeah, that don't. Are these ways healthy? Explain. Okay. Nose itching. Let me see. I don't know. I think I wear my heart on the sleeve, on my sleeve. Like, I gotta learn how to kind of like put it in something, because I feel like, I always say, like, if I don't know you, you're gonna get an A with me. You feel me? Like, unless you downgrade yourself by how you act, how you represent yourself, how you show up. Like I will, I'm a demarker real quick, but I don't know if I'm actively guarding it. I mean, maybe so. I just do it in like a sarcastic way, I'm learning that like certain things that I say maybe like, to push people away and not necessarily, like it's I don't know. I could be too blunt, too pushy, too, I don't know. I'm learning to see me as me, So I'm learning to also be okay with not pushing me on everybody too. So
That's good. That's a good thing.
So yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think that's healthy.
Okay. All right.
Ready for your
card.
second one?
Number 2, drum roll. What's the most impactful footprint a person has ever left on the sands of your soul?
Damn, that was like I want to look at me like, okay.
The sands of my soul. It makes you want to talk when you talk from here.
Right. I'm like, I was already hot and fanning myself, but sheesh, that made me.
That's that song. You got me open and tell them because I'm wide open. Who got you open, girl?
Man, what's the most impactful footprint?
Ooh.
Wow.
That was a deep.
I don't know. I'm like, honestly, it's not even, it's not even like that. I'm gonna have to go with my mom. Like my mom taught me, she taught me 2 things, 2 super powerful lessons. One is, and I take this with me even still today, and I'm almost 50 years old. It's like, you can't get mad about other people's stuff. Like, we get so upset when people don't do what we want them to do, or don't give us what we ask them for, or don't show up in the way we feel like they should show up, or don't whatever, right? And we get mad about that. But that's their stuff. That's their thought processes, they stuff, they good, whatever it is. If they choose not to give it to us, then that's cool. It should be cool with us. And so I think that left a huge footprint on my soul, because I carry that with me often. And the other thing is, it takes all kind of people to make up a world. Right? And we get so stuck on like judging everybody and feeling like everybody should be a certain kind of way, look a certain kind of way, whatever, right? But if we were all the same, it would be hecka boring. Like, hecka boring.
Well, I don't know.
I think I'm pretty dope too, but I feel like if it was just a whole bunch of me everywhere, I would kind of get, because I get on my own nerves sometimes. So
because we'll be quiet when we're quiet.
So I love the fact that, she taught me that at an early age, and I've been able to carry those things with me. So I think those are
okay.
Yeah,
I like that
footprint of your.
Because that keeps you individual. You ain't worried about. Oh, is my hair like this person?
Yeah.
Is this and that? And so we were looking. Who were we looking at the other day? Lil' Kim, right? And we was just talking about like how pretty she
was beautiful.
And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, psychologically, what could have been happening? What could have been the issue, right? And so, and it was like, well, you got to think about her words and her lyrics. She was the Black Barbie. So you really trying to make yourself look like this doll. I don't know. It just, and then now there's cookie cutters of that is what I was trying to get to.
Okay.
But yeah, and it's
cookie cutter.
But for me, because we do talk about mental health, it makes me think, okay, so how do you feel now after surgery 297?
Yeah.
Do you feel better yet? Do you feel pretty yet?
I would love to ask her too.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes. Conversation.
I just feel her makeup artist could just tell her like, no, friend, your face ain't gotta be as white as your body. Like your body, like I see when she does her makeup amazing and it's her color. She looks beautiful.
Yeah.
She looks beautiful.
I think everybody just needs to know that, but society did what it did, and it's a winner. Yeah. So mine's is, I forgot they had that little title at the beginning. It says the me date.
Oh,
the me date.
Okay.
What's your idea of the perfect date? Take yourself out and on the date that you just imagined.
I'm holding you to that, friend. So go ahead and spill it.
She be doing it. That's why I like.
I took myself on a date today.
I date myself all the time. So.
I went and got a massage today. I was like, I need to get this oil from under my neck. It was like slipping and sliding neck. So yeah. Is it just for self or is it with other humans?
It's all about you.
Oh gosh. Okay. So I would get on a plane, preferably private jet, and I would take myself to a private island, and I would have a masseuse there, and some good food there, and some good music there, and just be one with the ocean.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, but I don't want to go by myself because I'm be bored. Not bored, but it'll be fun with other people there.
Yeah.
You could meet it's probably other people on the island you can meet.
It is. We just talked about it.
Exactly.
We literally just had this conversation last night when I did end up on the island by myself, not purposefully. And, it's as a woman, I just feel like I wouldn't always want to be by myself on something like that. But
I feel you.
yeah, like that was the first thing that came to my mind. But then like 10 other things came, but we'll go ahead. We'll go ahead and skip.
Oh, well, skip. Okay, so mine's is the block party. Okay, it says pour your favorite drink, play a song to dance to, and block that person that does not deserve direct access to communicate with you.
Whoa.
So
It's a block party.
it is. We block it. I never really felt like the need to. I've never blocked anybody. Like on social media, I'm not the
Really?
type that. No, I just, for one, I go on there to look at things. I don't really like. I'm working on posting. I'm working on but I don't really get my. How can I say it? Like I don't really be like tripping off people if they looking or if they not. Like I don't know. I just don't, because then I don't want to feel like I'm being judged by a whole bunch of people. So I just don't put it in there in that perspective. But if I had to block somebody, and it was like, remember when we was talking and I said, my daddy, I'm on my for sure.
Your finger
block.
on
It was like, again, I would be like, don't message me. Like, you don't, it's okay. Like, I feel like I want to come with peace of just saying that you don't know me, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Okay? It's no hard feelings, but at this moment, at this present time, I'm okay with the absence that you've created. Just don't come and disrupt me and ask me for something that you could ask your kid. You have 2 other children. You don't have to come to me, but I feel like my mouth is too slick because I still have some things to say. If he wants to come at me with, one, you don't say my name right, you named me, and to me that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be disrespectful, so let me just keep
Remove
you away.
yourself.
Yeah, because if I don't follow you, if I don't look for you, and then you just come to me randomly on a Monday night, it's just like, bro, keep to yourself. Go ahead. Go, find somebody that want to find you. I don't know. I just but I talked to my friend and I was a little upset. But it was just I get upset because you don't have to come back. You don't have to. Especially and not say anything that's going to change anything. Like, hey, I would love to get to know you again. I would love to communicate. I would love to talk to me. Don't just say random things like you a nigga on the street trying to holler. No, thank you. No,
Because you're going to get that same energy.
I'm going to leave you on red. You ain't even going to see. You probably see that I read the message, but I'm not going to respond.
Yeah.
I don't respond to people. So
I'm responsible.
I was
Okay.
yeah.
Block party.
I was
Block party.
Block your daddy. Or my daddy.
Oh man,
The one who, he's the reason why I'm here. Okay, that's it.
don't even get us on that soapbox. Okay, all right, because that's a rabbit hole, baby. That conversation.
You have no idea how much of a rabbit hole that.
Yes. We be like, what was we supposed to be talking about?
Clearly, she got a daddy issue.
That issue
ooh.
all the way around.
Man. Yes,
dad
I have mother wounds
hurt her
and fathers.
feelings.
I'm working on it, okay? Just-
Somebody hurt her feelings.
Hilarious.
But so in the other end of things, we're talking about the art of empowering today.
Yes.
And we typically do a definition to understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
And so, the authority or power given to someone to do something.
Okay.
The authority or power given to someone to do something. So you
Yeah.
have the power and authority to do anything if you empower yourself.
But you can empower others. Basically.
And giving
what
them
I'm
the
saying.
power and the authority.
Yeah. You're giving them. Some people need to hear that.
Individuals are given empowerment to create their own dwellings. Build your own house.
Brick by brick by brick by
Brick by brick. The process of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights.
Period.
I like that. It's going to say political steps for the empowerment of women. Why did I copy and paste that? They just wanted to say all those nice things and then
But
throw that
it
in
is.
there.
You need some of those things. People need to be empowered.
I know. I'm political out. I should have been more careful.
Like, we are not going down that rabbit hole. No, thank you.
Yes,
Well,
but
there's a
the
good show
fact that
on
it
here
says
that does
political
it.
steps for the empowerment of women. So it's like now you already inserting yourself in what empowerment of women looks like. And then so with empowerment, I figured there's support. So we did the definition of support, and then we'll tap into how we even got here.
Okay.
All right, so support is to hold up or to serve as a foundation or prop for. I would like to say pillars.
Okay.
What? Bricks.
I like pillars.
To hold up and serve as a foundation.
Yeah.
That means it's solid.
Wood like a rock, you know.
Okay,
Windows.
so what do y'all think about those definitions? Empowerment and support.
I think they're pretty spot on. I like them.
I mean, they do.
You ain't
what
trashing
they,
it.
I think they give us exactly what we needed to know. You know, straight to the point.
I love the empowerment one that talks about, the act of giving, someone the authority. And because even if you look at it from a perspective, again, this is the pastor speaking. So, if you look at the authorities that we've been given from God to move in the earth and to build our house, right, in the earth and whatever that looks like. And so I think that it's spot on from whichever perspective you look at it from.
Oh, I like that. That was definitely different because if you are, and that can be given the authority and the power to empowerment when in friendships, relationships, businesses, because you are creating a dwelling.
Exactly.
That's
Whatever
safe
that
for
looks
you
like.
guys.
Whatever
Exactly.
ship, like you said, your ship.
That's me. The
All
ships.
the
All the
ships.
ships. Yep.
All the ships. I love that. And the process of becoming stronger and more confident. Claiming one's own rights.
Yep.
I love that. And so with that being said, how did you get on this mission of empowering other humans, but specific, and then we can say specifically women as well?
So this may be a little bit of a rabbit hole, and I'm gonna try
Go
to.
get, you got space and opportunity.
Yes.
So I have been a fixer, right, my whole life. And I think that's
When your
I
birthday?
struck a nerve, y'all.
I know. I was like,
December. So
December what?
December 8th.
okay. Sad.
We're all like,
Yes, indeed.
Fixer, December.
Yes. And so, but I think that stems from feeling like nobody ever fixed or saved me from the things that I went through as a kid. And so I think that I kind of took that on. So even when I started, like in school and stuff, I was the one that people came to for like protection, for like, like the people getting picked on, they would come and try to stick to me. And so I just became like that figure, and that transpired over every aspect of my life. And so I would like bring people home that like was having a bad home life or whatever, needed to eat or whatever it was. They would come home. It was like strays, right? But not animals in people form. And so that even when even though I went through a lot of my years angry and upset and holding a lot of unforgiveness and all of that, I still was that person innately. And so that just continued to grow with me. And so when I got older, and actually probably around the year 2000 or 2001, something like that, was living in Georgia, and I was journaling because I was trying to figure out how to heal myself, because I had started having anxiety attacks and like different things like that because I was carrying so much. And so that I kind of left that there. I was journaling for a while, and I kind of left that there, and I was still a hot mess, right? And so fast forward to around 2011, I had already moved to Vegas. I've been in Vegas since 2003, and I was just in a really messed up place. I was really struggling with depression, anxiety, all the things, and I was having a hard time. And I was headed to Central Christian Church because that's the church that I knew about. And my car took me to Mountaintop. I don't know how. I honestly, I don't know how I got to Mountaintop.
You weren't driving the car.
Apparently I wasn't, because that's not even, they're not even on the same side of town, you know? And so, but when I got in that church, I heard Pastor House say, holding on to unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Whoa.
And it hit me
You drinking the poison.
Yes. And
but
you expecting them to die.
Yeah.
And they won't.
And that's the first time I had ever heard that saying, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I literally like fell out. And from that moment, like I kept going. And I heard, and I just have to give this to God, but I heard a voice speak to me and say, it's not about you. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And I'm like having this argument with this voice, right? And I'm like, what do you mean it's not about me? Because yes, it is, because I'm the one that went through this, blah, 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 you know? And I just had to embrace that. It was like, somebody else needs to hear your story. And so I was like, what? And so that journal that you're writing, that needs to become a published book. And I was like, excuse me?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not happening. Do you know what's in this journal? I'm not doing that. I don't even know how to write a book. And I'm arguing back and forth, neck popping and everything. And I'm like, I'm not doing
with
I don't know nothing about a publisher. This is exactly literally how it's happening.
Ancestor.
Yes. I'm like, this is literally how it's happening. I'm like,
girl, you gonna do it.
I don't know nothing about that. And I'm like, whatever, right? And so about a week later, I meet a publisher out the blue. And I'm like, wow. So I told her the same story. You guys may know her. She does a international, I think, brunch thing now. So she, I met
Dr.
her.
Nicola?
Yep. And so I met her.
What girls that brunch tour?
Yes.
Girls who brunch tour.
Yes. And God kind of dropped her in my lap in that moment. And I told her about the conversation I had with God, and she took on my book, and it was published in like 6 months. Like it was super fast. And I was like, whoa. Like, so obviously he won that, you know, and I was just like, wow. And
I said the ancestors was like, she gonna do it.
Yeah. And so that's where it started for me. It's like, okay, it's not about me. Other people need to hear my story. That means all the stuff that I went through, and I went through a lot, y'all. Like all the stuff that I went through was not for me. It was so that somebody else could learn how to push through their pain, how they, so they could learn how to survive the things that they were going through. And I'm like, whoa, this is a lot to carry. But obviously I survived all that stuff for a reason, because it could have took me out and should have took me out. But it didn't.
Here preaching,
and
so the Lord has sent her here. Are y'all in church? Are you here?
But it's the truth, that's how it started. And so from there, I did a book tour, and this is what really got me, y'all. This is crazy. To me, it was crazy. I did a book tour on the East Coast, all down the East Coast. When I got back from my book tour, I had some turmoil happening. But I got this email from a girl that was like 20-something years old. And she was like, hey, I read your book. I got it from, the bookstore where you were at. And I'm going through breast cancer. And your book is helping me to cope with that. I said, what? I ain't never dealt with cancer in any form. But to know that that book was helping her to cope through what she was going through solidify everything for me.
Yeah.
And so I said, this is what you meant by it's not about me. Okay,
Yeah.
now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like my track shoes. And so from there, it was like, you know, speaking engagements started coming. And then I started hosting my own events more regularly. And so I started doing a domestic violence conference every year. Then I started doing a National Child Sexual Assault Awareness Month event. Then a Fatherless Father's Day brunch. And I just kept going from there.
Oh, I love that.
Just kept going. Ended up at another church where I became a licensed minister through that process. Went through a lot of turmoil through that process, but it was all learning. Right, it was all building, it was all growing character, and so ended up becoming an ordained pastor. Ended up becoming a certified life coach. After that, started coaching people one-on-one and group coaching and doing different things like that. And then this conference tour that I'm doing now hit out the blue in the midst of some turmoil, and I guess that's just how God deals with, like how He works with me, you know.
Yeah. Well, she knows what I call it. I call it a tornado. And I feel like you're in it. It's spinning.
Yeah.
It's destruction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tearing things up. And you can feel it. And you can feel it in the midst of the destruction. But then when the dust settles, it's like, oh. Because when you in it, it's funky and you're scared and you're this and you're ducking for cover. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because you don't want to get hurt in the process.
But there's also an eye of the tornado, and so you look up and that eye is calm, it's peace. You see clear sky.
Yep. And when things that are supposed to be gone and swept away is gone.
That's right.
It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
The things you have to deal with the aftermath. Sometimes we're not ready to deal with it, but when we ask for things, He never give it to us how we ask for it.
And we coming out of the third quarter. Look at that. I had to
Fourth
count
quarter.
under the table.
Fourth
October,
quarter
November,
is-
December.
It's all gas, no brakes, baby.
Yeah. That's an amazing story.
That's crazy.
I
though.
feel like we could tap on so many different things that you said, though, because in reality, I think a lot of us get pushed into these positions because somebody else sees the greater good of what you need to be doing.
Yes.
And so when you were saying that, I could resonate with this so much because I'm a very private person. And so, like, if it's just us, I'm going to turn up. But if it's other people around, I might be, like, reserved or whatever, you know. And so they're like, you need to go live and you need to tell people what you be talking to us about. I'm like, no, people are cruel and
they are.
I don't want them to write on my post and people don't want to hear about love anyway, you know. And I was just getting pushed. But I will not ever forget the story where I met this lady and I was like in a car and I was crying and I was just ranting and we were saying how like you need to start recording those moments because you can use them as testimony, content, or if I can't remember how I was feeling in the moment for the book or for the movie or whatever, I will start to record myself. So I got it probably maybe 10 minutes in. It's all I could tell them it's something about this 95 when you get right in this portal, as they say. And I was on my way to the West Las Vegas library to do African dance class. And I was like, I just shouldn't go, and I'm just on one. But what tripped me out is that all of them, a pond of tears on the way there. I walked in as if nothing has even happened. Nobody could even tell that there was just not a puddle of chocolate in the car. You know what I mean? And so I walk in and I feel the drums. It's like I feel the drums before I even get to the room. And I did the class and it was like probably the best thing that I could have did, a release.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go home. That was the go-to. I'm gonna just go home. And this lady was like, would you like some fruit, queen? And I was like, no, I need to wash my hands. Like all the excuses. I got stuff in my hands. I got to put. So by the time I got to the car, I was like, girl, what you got to do? What you got to do at home? Go back inside. And I went back inside, and this beautiful brown-skinned lady with salt and pepper hair, short haircut, just like my grandmother's. And she was like, would you like to have a seat? And I was like, well, is anybody sitting here? She's like, no. And she was telling me everything I cried about in the car. She was going through it. Everything. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just looking at her. My eyes is like welling up. I'm like, how does this lady even relate to me as such?
Wow.
And I sent her. She asked me to email her the video. I emailed her the video that I made in the car because she would never believe that she was going through. She was venting to me about what I needed to vent about, but now here I am, the person to receive the message. So that was just the introduction. And there was a later. She's a pastor. We're friends on social media, but I can't remember her name. And she sat down. She said, "I don't know neither one of you, and I don't know what you're talking about, but you need to tell your story." Never met her for a day in my
Wow.
life. And so they're like, okay, well, we're going to go inside. It was Women's History Month. That's why I was going. And they did a poetry day. And they had to, like, sit in a U. So, you know, you can't really see who's side by side unless you're doing like this, you know. And they started reading the poem, girl, I'm just sitting there. And it was called My Three Roses. And her and I are just, we just figured out last night we're 5 years into our friendship.
Oh, wow.
And the three roses was Dorothy, Juanita, and Lily.
Okay.
I couldn't hold it together no more. Dorothy's my grandmother. She passed. Juanita is one of my most favorites. She's one of the most beautiful humans that this earth could have made. And she passed. And then I'm like, Lily, trying to think. Lily. I was like, her last name is Lily. So I'm like, did my grandmother them send her to me? You know what I mean? Like, it was just such a surreal thing. And they said, hey, Miss Rose, which I associate the Rose with my grandmother. I don't know who Miss Rose is. She introduced herself to me as Rochelle. They said, Miss Rose, are you going to do a piece? You know, you one of our hottest poets. And she was like, I wasn't going to do one, but I wrote one. I met this young lady today, and I wrote it in honor of her. Her name is Tasha. Boom. whole place. Just because now they see me. You know, I can't even hold it in no more. It was one of those quiet cries where I was just sitting there and the tears was just going down. I'm like, so Dorothy, we got Juanita, we got Lily, and all the signs was like, tell your story. Everywhere it was coming. And this is just one day. It was so surreal.
That made me cry.
That's good. It was like, I can say it's crazy, but it's not crazy. It's like once you embrace it, like you say, once you embrace it. So stories is coming.
And when did this happen? Just out of curiosity.
2 years ago. When did Granddad pass? 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and I think I was just like, you know, it was
There's
all
a lot of
of
stuff that
that.
happened 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago, but it was happening often, and I just was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go live, and then look at us here, going on 3 years on the radio.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
But so stories is coming, but it's funny that you said about Dr. Nicola, because I actually did the Girls Who Brunch tour this year. Thank her so much for giving me such an awesome opportunity, and we definitely talked about books. So that's. You see how the
360?
7 degrees of separation.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. So you do have a book, When is Strong, Strong Enough.
That was the first book. That was that book that I'm talking about. That is the book that became that my journal became. When is Strong Enough, and the subtitle is How to Push Through the Pain.
Wow. And so what guided that title?
Because that was my question. Because I'm like, okay, God, yes, I'm a strong person, but like, dang,
come on,
like, I mean,
how much do you want me to?
Seriously,
I'm
like,
not made of steel,
right? Like, can I rest at some point? Can I like not have to bear all of this at some point? Like, do I have to always be the one that's always on, always ready to carry the load, always not only my load but other people's load? You know what I mean? Like, why do I have to? When is it enough? Like, that was those were the questions that I was asking him at that time. I'm like, like, how much trauma do I have to endure for real?
Ooh, I felt that in my spirit.
I know, I got chills.
And so when did you receive an answer?
No, because it's still coming. So that's just my cross to bear, you know. And so I just bear it, you know. Now I just look at it. I keep that in my mind of it's not about you. I just keep that in my mind. And the things that I go through, I am just learning that they are testimonies for me to share. If it's something that I survived, then it's obviously meant for somebody else to hear that testimony.
Yeah.
Because literally, when I tell you just about everything that I've endured should have taken me out and has taken other people out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so when you think about it from that perspective, that there are people that did not survive the things that I went through.
Yeah.
But either by
Ooh.
choice or by, or not. You know what I mean?
Circumstance.
Yeah.
Circumstance.
By choice and by force.
Exactly.
Heck yeah.
Induce.
You know?
Ooh.
And I've been this close on more than one occasion.
Yeah. It's so important. Wow.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Girl.
When you ain't got nothing but
I be feeling like it's crazy because everybody is going through something. Like everybody, everybody has their own stories that are being told. Rather we can see it, whether we're around it, rather we are next to it. But it's crazy though that it for a lot of us young black girls, it's a similar story.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro,
there's some very uniform stories.
Yeah, there are.
you know, and when people talk about like Tyler Perry and like how his movies are always this, he's like, to be honest, this is what I saw. This is what I grew up around.
Mm-hmm.
I want to show light to the things that I
happened.
was around.
Yeah.
Like, and and again, we so quick to watch all of the gangster movies and all of the drug dealing movies. I'm like, I'm since I started hanging with Tasha, like legit, it has been the same thing over and over that they push. And everybody's like, oh, you watch Snowfall. I don't want to watch Snowfall. That's how my mama left me, bruh. Like, no, thank you. You know, like, I don't want to see y'all play in my face like it's glorified.
Yeah.
You know, that hustle struggle. Like, I don't want to keep seeing that, because if y'all can't watch a Tyler Perry movie, The Four Color Girls, please don't tell me. I don't want to see not another Snowfall, not another
Not a
They all the same.
Ghost. They all the same. BMF,
everything.
all of it. It's all the
trying to
same.
find something to watch. It's like, Perfect Murders, hot steamy murders, murder on the neighbor's house, murder. I'm like,
That's
That's
why I
but
don't
that's-
even. Why
but that's
I
how
don't,
they
I don't
give.
even watch TV anymore. Like
Nah, yeah.
I just
Hanging with her, I don't never get to. I be like, I watch TV, but we watch shows and we watch our shows. So it's
We
kinda
watch
like-
things that are educational and
Yes,
about love and
yes,
therapy.
yes.
And I have a new show because they are all my babies now. Love on the Spectrum. Those are all my babies. Okay, all of them. I love them. They're
It was.
so
It was.
cute.
It was. I didn't even think about
I
it
ain't
in that
watched
way
that.
until it was pretty good though. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
My girl, she's straightforward. She's teaching me how to do it. She's like, "Hey, stay strong, cause we're not compatible." I was like, "Dang, she's just gonna break up with me like that." But so I know you said something about advocating for survivors and domestic violence. How? Tell me about this journey, because that one is very prominent and impactful. We have worked together with a couple of people on, opposing against violence
Yeah.
against humans. I'm tired of violence against humans
period.
altogether.
Yep.
Like,
Me
it's
too.
wearing me out,
Me too.
and it's like, why do you feel you get the right to do that?
It's the lack of emotional intelligence.
Oh, compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue is a real thing, and I think I've been wanting to change my topic. We don't talk about it, but we not. But yeah. So, do you want to get into that or no?
About-
just a little bit, just about
The domestic violence piece?
the advocacy.
So for me, it was like that was a huge part of my story, right? So one of the parts of my story, and I tell this often, so I'm not really ashamed of it. I kind of am, but I'm not. Is that I've been married and divorced multiple times.
Okay.
And a few of those marriages, the first one specifically, because that one almost killed me, were domestic violence relationships, or domestic violence was involved, and so for me, it was like, dang, if I can help at least one woman, like, not experience this, or at least be able to get out of the situation, like, that's what I want to be able to do. And so that's what made me start hosting the Domestic Violence Conference. So I did it every year in October, because that's, National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And the beauty in that, and I haven't done it in many years, probably around 2014, something like that was probably the last one. But the beauty in that is that I still hear stories from those experiences of women who gained their,
Empowered.
They were empowered.
They were empowered.
You
They
gave
were
them,
empowered.
You gave them, hold on, the authority.
Yes.
And
You told them it was okay.
Yes, and they
Yeah.
took that and changed their lives from those
To do
conferences.
something.
Yes,
the authority and the power to do something.
and
Yeah.
they did.
Wow.
And so, and that to me,
I think you need to
still
run it back.
warms
Let's
my
do
heart.
something.
So here's the thing. I really, 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 with everything in my soul, want to run all three of those things back. The domestic violence conference, the child sexual assault. I just talked about this earlier today. That's so crazy. It was called How I Became. And it was like a panel discussion for kids. So it was about Child Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but that was kind of the undertone because I didn't want it to be like all in their face
Yeah.
with that, right?
Yeah.
So we had panels of people who made it out of those kinds of situations, and and were
Girl, don't have me
successful.
cry.
You have my full support.
Don't have me
That
cry.
was one of my favorite events.
Yes.
And then also I used to do a fatherless Father's Day brunch every
Right,
June.
She just had the
Every
checklist in my
June.
childhood.
Yeah, and that was actually one of my most favorite events as well. Because, well, they all were obviously, but
Yeah.
for different reasons.
Yeah.
And so, so I've been an advocate for multiple things, but the domestic violence specifically was near and dear to me because it's something that was very real to me. Not only did I experience it, I saw my mom experience it, and so it's just a vicious cycle, and it makes me so angry,
Yeah.
that people don't know how to keep their feelings in check.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your
and
hands to yourself.
Understand your emotions.
And learn how to deal with your emotions effectively. So that is a real problem to me. And so, yeah.
Yeah, because it makes you. It also pulls you out of your own character. Now you're
does.
forcing me to act and be a person that I'm not.
Yeah.
So that I think is bigger. You did a thing. That thing is done, but now you have forced me and created me into a new human. You've put trauma, anxiety on me. Now you put this. Now I'm operating in a completely different frame.
Yeah. You
Like,
made me
yeah.
nervous and on edge. And,
Yes.
now I want to fight. You know what I mean? Like,
Now I'm angry.
yeah. And so it's like,
Whoop
why?
your head, boy.
So.
Okay, yeah, that I love that. So, I'm here for you.
Thank you.
So, being a balanced boss, why is that important?
So I had to, and I reframed this a couple times, but I settled on this because the tour is called Women in Leadership, right? And so the focus of it is on women who are not only in leadership roles in their workplace, but if you think about it, as women, we're leaders like almost wherever we go, pretty much,
Wherever we
right?
go.
In our homes, with our kids, even with our husbands sometimes. And it's not that, they don't lead or whatever, but it's like we're really leading from the background for real. You know what I mean? And so we have to learn how to be good with and for ourselves so that we can effectively lead the people that we're leading. And sometimes leading people we don't even know we're leading.
All the
People
time.
looking up to us and we don't even know that these people are watching. And it's like, dang, And so good thing I was acting like I was supposed to be acting, And I've had those experiences of people coming up to me like, oh, I've been following you for a long time and you're so encouraging. I'm like, Lord, thank God I be acting right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't know. And so that's the reason for it. And so it's like if you can't become a balanced boss, meaning like you get that emotional intelligence, you know how to keep your feelings in check, you know how to control them so they don't control you, you're able to lead more effectively because you're not allowing what everybody else is doing to sway you. That is the problem in society. Even in traffic, we get so mad because of what somebody else did and we allow it to take us out of character. Like you said, or somebody say something out of pocket. I can't control what come out your mouth. Right? I might want to punch you in it, but I can keep that to myself and I can keep that in check, right?
Keep
like
it pushing.
I don't have to punch you in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like we have to just learn how to be more creative in our thought processes so we not letting everything that come our way sway us one way or the other.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's, becoming a balanced boss because we go, especially if we're in the workplace and we leading teams, right? We gonna have all kind of different personalities and people
Lord, to
and it's crazy. And I've done it. I've led teams of up to 25 people and it's like, oh, this is crazy.
It's like daycare.
Yes. In an insane asylum. Daycare in an insane asylum. And it's
All these
like,
big ass kids.
yes. And it's like, what? And the world was I thinking when I got into this? You know what I'm saying? And it's,
They do not pay enough, right?
and it's crazy. But if you know how to control you, then
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. And it's important to be able to do that because you ultimately all you got. And I don't know who it was watching something. They were saying they asked a person, how long did it take for you to lose your life? And they said 7 seconds.
Ooh.
Because they reacted off of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so those are the moments that I think about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why didn't you react the way people think that you should react? Like, I thought 20 years past this moment. You know what I mean? Like, everything can't persuade you to just react like that. And I don't know how far we have gotten away from regulation of ourselves, but I think that's what we're talking about next week, emotional regulation. Because if you can't regulate yourself, you can't regulate your children. Your household is in disarray. Now you at the school acting crazy, at the job acting crazy, in the grocery store acting crazy. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, I love that. Prioritizing your mental health and wellness is beneficial everywhere, especially in the workplace. But we definitely want to thank you for being on here.
Thank you.
Let the people know where they can find you, and then I'm gonna let you guys know about something we got coming up. Well, tell them about the event.
Okay, so we have the Women in Leadership Conference Tour Las Vegas. It is happening for the second time in Vegas on September 25th. That is a Wednesday. It is Wellness Wednesday. So go ahead and take your mental health day, take your PTO, make it a professional development day, whatever you need to do, but I need you to be there. And so Tasha is one of my amazing speakers, and I'm so excited to have her. We have a dope lineup of speakers, you guys. These women are phenomenal, and they're coming from all over the country to chill out with you and give you what they have to help you become a more balanced boss. Again, it is on September 25th. Your tickets are on Eventbrite, but you can go ahead and follow me. I'm real Googleable, so you can just Google Soraya Christine, and you can find me anywhere. But you can find me on Instagram under Soraya Speaks, but it'll come up under Soraya Christine. Same thing with LinkedIn, Facebook, all the things, TikTok.
Tap in with Soraya. She's doing some beautiful things, and I want to thank you for allowing me to be on this journey with you and doing something. You know, it's the push, right? Because of course I already have other workshops written, but when you told me what it was about, I gotta do a whole new one. So, but I definitely appreciate it, and I'm so happy to be a part of something so powerful. And we're gonna be in the house with a bunch of humans that are full of royalty. Yes. I was gonna say queens, but I watched all of your snippets from the last one. There was some men in the building. It always is. I'm gonna try to pull some men in the building too. She is giving us tickets to raffle off, but make sure you guys are also available October 19th. 11 a.m. We are having the Hotcast for Podcast Festival at the Space at 11 a.m. It is a daytime event, okay? Come and be classy. You don't got to do everything at nighttime. Because we're going to come have some real dope conversations. I think it's going to be a vibe. So we hopefully come be in the building. Yes. So y'all come in and take some pictures and win some prizes and have some real conversations with us. Yes. And you can get the tickets on Hot 702.5 FM. Make sure y'all do that. We love y'all because our 55 minutes is up.
Okay.
Next week. Thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank
you. See y'all September 25th.
Bye, y'all.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On Hot 702.5FM.com.